Good morning, everyone. This is Dale Ann, and I get a lot of comments on how I start my art journal spreads, how I'm not afraid to use the very thin paper in this moleskin journal. This size is like 3 by 5. I opened to this page. There is paint from a weekly art date I did where there was, to stir the paint, I used the paintbrush handle, and then to clean off the paintbrush handle, I just smeared the paint on here. So it's kind of shiny. It was a Lumiere type of paint. You can see stenciling from the other side. And this is how I start. Today I want to use, I've been cleaning out all my stashes. This is from 1982. This is a pen pal letter that I had. And I'm going to use it as a background. So the blue might show through, it might not. And I try to get that fold right into the fold of the journal. Press it down. Then do the other side. Make sure all the edges are pressed. Then I cut off the excess. This is what we have. This week I've decided that I need to use my distress inks that I do have. I don't have very many, but to use them more instead of letting them sit. Okay, I think I need to glue this edge down just a little bit more. And I probably have to trim more, but this will do for now. I'm just making sure that the edge of the page has the darkest part, and then go light towards the center. Okay. And that was ripe persimmon was the color that I used here. And this one is mustard seed. And I like using it over top because it brings out some shininess to the other color. Make sure it's all on there. And sometimes I do this and sometimes I don't, because distress reacts to water. Sometimes you can get interesting water patterns in the background. Okay. I'm just going to dry it a little. I have some little paper bits that I put out because I'm not sure if I want to use these or not, but this is like a little pile. When I use book text, in the recent pages you might have seen that I used book text on my pages, and I like to go, and I have three books. These are unloved books from the Goodwill, 25 cents. They're large print, and so, you know, I cut words out that pop out at me, then I save the cut pages, and I have 3 books. I've had them for 3 years and they're barely used. Quote that popped out at me today when I took my pile of book text was promise of possibility around. So I'll extend that, but for now, that is the word that I'm working on. And in also finding my pen pal letters, I also found a sheet of collage that somebody sent me, and it has, these are the last 2 photos on it of women, and so I'm not sure if I'll use the smaller one or this one, and then, you know, they're ovals, so that's what I'm working with right now. What I am going to do is just start adding and see what happens. I think some gesso here. And this is almost dry baby wipe. So you, there, just to add some color. And there's some leftover baby wipe on the, or leftover gesso on the baby wipe. And gesso just softens the colors underneath. And also the gesso allows me to journal on it. Gives me areas to journal after. This is a Fiskars paper edger, and it's the postage stamp one. Okay. And I think maybe the dark writing is showing through a little too much. So I'm gonna just tone it down some more. Let's glue her on the page. Going to shorten that and put promise of possibility. I cut a round off and I'm going to put it on the next row. Around, and then just so happened that the word her was sitting here waiting to be used, and that's perfect. Around her, and I'm going to find the word the. I want it with a capital letter though, so it might take me a minute to find that. There's one right there. There. I'm thinking it needs a little something more. I have this stamp, a Stampin' Up! Stamp. I don't know how old, what set it came from, but it's got 3 flowers on it. And I never worry about making sure that the images are perfect. There is my finished page. This is usually how I would take a photograph and put on Instagram. I take photos before I actually do my personal journaling. And that's it for this time. Bye now.